That's IT Uploaded.
Hello everyone, I'm Timothy Go and this is That's IT. Well, as far as mobile gadgets go, bigger isn't always better. Take the Lenovo Idea Center Horizon 27, for example. It is a big name for a big product, but that's pretty much it. With its 27-inch 1080p screen, it's easy to mistake the Horizon for a television. But it's actually what Lenovo calls an all-in-one table PC. When upright, it functions like a touchscreen desktop computer, running Windows 8, powered by an Intel Core i7 processor, and it does everything you'd expect of a standard PC. But the Horizon is anything but standard. Lay it flat, and that's when the magic begins. This automatically launches the Aura interface, which allows 2 or more people to use it simultaneously. A controller in the middle lets you choose from a library of videos, photos, games, or educational programs. Accessories are included for you to play games like Monopoly and air hockey, which all come preloaded. Kids are sure to love this feature. The Horizon has an internal battery, but it barely lasted 2 hours before it went totally flat. And the sheer size and weight, 8.6 kg to be precise, made it hard for me to move around, and I needed help. For maximum portability, a specially designed cart is available, but it comes at an extra cost. It is a nice, versatile device, but we're not entirely sold on it. For one, it is expensive. And the lag in data performance is another issue. And then, of course, there's poor battery performance. As for the Aura, it got me all excited at the start, but after a while, the novelty just wore off. Still, the Horizon offers both fun and functionality in one portable device. And that is going to change expectations of what a PC should do. The San Francisco Bay Area is becoming a hub of sharing economy. Using technology, startups in the field connect people with resources they aren't using to people who want to borrow them. And now city leaders want the sharing economy to play a role in disaster planning. Channel News Asia's Rebecca Bowering with this report.
San Francisco, 600 kilometers of hills bordered by ocean, with some of the U.S.'s highest property prices. Residents aren't put off by the fact the city sits on the San Andreas Fault. In 1906, San Francisco was rocked by a powerful earthquake, killing over 3,000 people. And seismologists predict there'll be another big one within 30 years.
The chances are rated about 2 out of 3 that will have a magnitude 6 and 2/3, 6.7 or greater in the Bay Area.
City leaders believe technology firms can help them prepare for such a disaster. They've struck a groundbreaking deal with a group called BayShare. The startups within it are based on collaborative consumption, where products like cars, rooms or tools aren't bought but borrowed via peer-to-peer marketplaces, using resources that would otherwise go to waste.
You know, the sharing economy is really powered by citizens, and they're finding ways to share because there are unmet needs. It's the future of the way that we are going to live in cities, and I think our world is requiring that we share and collaborate more.
San Francisco is home to at least 20 sharing economy startups. The city's Department of Emergency Management believes they'll play a key role if homes have to be evacuated or public transport fails.
They bring a unique skill set. We're emergency managers, we're not coders, so being able to tap into the skills and resources that companies like Airbnb, Lyft, TaskRabbit have, those BayShare companies, is really exciting for us.
The idea was born last year as Superstorm Sandy ravaged the US East Coast. Airbnb and office space startup Liquid Space tweaked their systems to allow users to offer rooms free of charge to storm victims. They plan to roll out a similar service in the event of a Bay Area emergency.
We put out a plea on Twitter and on Facebook for people who had extra space to go click our Share Your Space button, upload their spaces, and make them available instantly to the community. And we don't charge anything for people to use Liquid Space.
Car sharing schemes such as Lyft and Get Around are also on board. Post-disaster, they'd work to connect available vehicles to first responders or those left stranded. But not everybody believes the sharing economy is a force for good. Local taxi firms have given the new Citizen cabbies a chilly welcome.
They're creating a distraction from a noble objective, and they're undermining what the industry was already beginning to do. The industry was beginning to reinvent itself.
Despite detractors, this new disaster preparation partnership shows that local leaders see the potential in San Francisco's unique startup ecosystem. And both parties hope that in the future they'll be able to share their expertise with cities across the US and beyond. This is Rebecca Bowering reporting for Channel News Asia in San Francisco.
Could a common smartphone accessory make it easier to scan our skin for suspicious, potentially cancerous moles? Researchers think it may, and it may also make more people check their skin frequently. The Brisbane Translational Research Institute is looking into using this attachment to look for suspicious skin moles easier. If you can't recognize it, this is an iPhone camera accessory that magnifies up to 20 times. 50 participants are scanning their own skin using the camera attachment, photographing any lesions, then emailing the photos to a team of researchers who analyze the images and assess how successful patients have been in identifying suspicious lesions.
The notion of being able to pre-screen, even at this extended stage after 20 years of skin analysis, is quite efficient, I believe, and it certainly saves my time.
Dermatology professor Peter Sawyer says improvements in technology have brought the dream of one-click melanoma diagnosis even closer to reality.
A few years ago, we had the idea or the vision of melanoma diagnosis by a click. And I think we are now close of realizing this vision because the technology has developed and it's easily possible to use an iPhone attachment and basically make a photo of a lesion, of a pigmented lesion, and then send it then via email to a dermatologist.
The HandyScope camera attachment slides onto the back of an Apple iPhone and features a light and magnifying lens. Participants use the device together with iPhone's standard camera to magnify the lens up to 20 times, inspect their skin more closely, and then photograph any areas of concern. Participants are encouraged to take images themselves or use family members and mirrors to photograph hard-to-reach parts. Researcher Dr. Melissa Manahan says the system suits modern people's busy lifestyles.
People are very time poor, particularly in metropolitan areas, but also in rural areas where it's difficult to see a doctor often. And it's really important as a preventative measure to check their skin because ultimately early detection is the key.
Once participants in the tests have used the device for self-examination, they then visit a clinic for a full skin examination to see how successful the lesions were identified. The researchers are hoping the system will prove so successful and popular among consumers that healthcare authorities will have to follow suit. And now you know. On the next That's IT, we check out the most advanced in-flight entertainment system. We will have a chat with Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak and also find out if Samsung is really unveiling a smartwatch as it is rumored to be. I'm Timothy Go. That's it.